Question. How do we call him? He gave us a signal.
What up, Gotham Guardians and Arkham Adversaries? It's your boy Trey, and welcome to the first live show of the Bat Channel. Man, I am so excited. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I can't do it without my trusty partner, my Superman of a brother, Corey Biggie C. What's up, big fella?
Hey, how we doing today, Trey?
Hey, man. How you been?
Doing fantastic, buddy. I'm excited to be on this show with you tonight and get everybody a taste of what's to come.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely, man. This is like so exciting. I won't lie. I'm a little nervous right now, but man, do you remember our first show of the Bat Channel? Our like welcome show?
Oh yeah. That was a learning experience, I would say. It was a lot of ums, a lot of
a lot of ums.
What that was an hour long of a show, you know?
We hadn't done an hour long show until just like recently, where I had to lay it down on Warner Brothers for all the BS that's been going on. But man, I remember as soon as we did that video and you and I were like working on the editing, and we're like, oh man, like how's this gonna look? How's this gonna work? And man, here we are.
You know,
not even a year later, man.
Yeah, we're still within a year of that first show, and this is going to be great.
We need to do like a drinking game, because it wasn't until my father-in-law, who's a big Marvel fan, by the way, Todd.
It's a drinking game?
Yeah. He was saying we need to do a drinking game. So like every time, what do you got there, big fella? What are you drinking?
Well, little Shiner Block today, my friend. What you got over there?
I'm doing a little Bruce Wayne. I think we did that in our Us United video where we did it was like bourbon, maple syrup, a little bit of coffee, and you like shake it up. It's delish. It's delish. But he was saying for this drinking game, he's like, dude, you say like every 5 seconds, and I was like, oh, I guess I did. So sometime we'll have to do like a reaction video to that video, and I'll have to do like maybe a shot every time I say or that'll be a bit of an insane episode. But and out of curiosity, Corey, now that we've been doing this for about a year, what has been some of your favorite memories? Like what have been like some crazy moments in our videos that you've been like, oh man, that was like fantastic?
You know, there's so many to think about there. I love seeing the Wonder Wife come in, so I love anytime she's able to come into the show. The cooking show, the Bat Burger, still to this day, that was a fun one to film and
delicious,
and delicious as well. There we go. There's a sip for you, Trey.
Sip.
No, I think there's been a lot of fun, unique things that we've been able to do.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me, though, is what the Snyder Cut and the Restore the Snyderverse family has led for us here with your channel. And it was just the other week we were live coming from Peru,
Yeah.
with Bat Mike and our friends.
Mike.
So that was really fun to be a part of and
That was a
watch you
crazy episode.
do. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll definitely say that was a crazy episode. If you guys haven't seen that, I did an episode with Bat Mike. I think the channel is called Entre Palas, and they speak all in Spanish. And I'll be fully honest, I know zero Spanish, and the fact that we were still able to do like a show together and like communicate and talk about and nerd out about Zack Snyder's Justice League, like that's how beautiful like what Zack was able to achieve with his art of that movie. You know, all of us just like coming together and just trying to find ways to enjoy that masterpiece. So I mean, yeah, that was a cool moment. I've always enjoyed the different clips you do making fun of me at some points, because you know, when I send it over to you and you'll like do your thing, and all of a sudden I'll see a clip and they're like, when I did like, Corey, please fix this, and you would do the little Jurassic Park stuff, like that is so you. Like, hold on to your butts. Every time I tune into our own show to see what you did with it, it's always funny, dude. I always appreciate you. But
absolutely.
FYI, guys, go ahead and share this video, because if you share this video and tag us at one of our social media accounts, whether it's at Twitter at Trey Austin Music or through Facebook at Holy Bat Channel, you'll get an entry into the Release the Snyder Cut book giveaway, where we'll announce the winner after we reach 1,000 subscribers. We'll randomly select them. And here's the cool part. I've been in touch with Sean O'Connell, who wrote the book, and I'm going to send it over to him once we have the winner so we can get it personalized for you. So totally, definitely share this video. It's worth it. You get an entry each time you share one of our videos. So it's an easy win, right? It's gonna be awesome. And it's a great book so far. Like I said, I'm a slow reader, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I didn't even know about the community, and I've been a part of it since like January 2018. But speaking of the Snyder Cut community, man, Corey, do you remember the 2017 Justice League film?
Yeah, I think I recall that that film back in 2017.
Yeah, I recall that piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to forget it. And
I didn't mean to
the
bring it
Zack
up.
Snyder Justice League has easily allowed me to forget it. But, you know, before we get into that, you know how we were kind of talking earlier about, you know, bringing people all over, you know, the country even, as well as the world. We have a lot of people on right now, and giving some shout outs. You know, we have the Batman. He's currently watching.
Make the Batfleck movie. We're going to talk about that because it's been crazy today. It's been exciting, man.
We got Brennan with another one.
We'll make the Batfleck movie. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Our friend
Jeffrey. Hey, man. How's it going, brother? Jeffrey.
You're going to like this next one too, bud.
Oh, snap. Hey, Cameron, man. What's up? He's probably so mad at me right now because he's like, Trey, we never hang out anymore. It's because I'm busy on YouTube, bro. We'll watch Zack Snyder's Justice League together sometime, I promise. They aren't going to silence us. We can trend even when don't have an event planned. Today it had like 20,000 tweets in the first 30 minutes. Yeah, and I think I want to say they're like above 130,000 now trending. And someone already posted an article all about make the Batfleck movie. So this community is impressive with little planning. You guys, like, we come up with we just jump in and help each other, which is what I love about this group. It's always been one of the things. Oh no, oh dear, is that Dad? He's watching a show. Dad get off the channel. He's like making sure, he's like, he better say Adam West is the best. Like, he was good. Adam West was good. Hey, the Batfleck movie, man. You guys, congratulations for everything you have achieved today. Like, I know it's still going as we're doing this show now. Hopefully this generates some excitement for people to hashtag make the Batfleck movie. But man, I'm so proud to be a part of this group, man. You guys, everything you do for the community has been amazing. And for Feeding America, I know you guys do a lot for Ben Affleck's charity. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, so
Man,
we'll get back to some more comments a little bit later. So if you're watching right now, make sure you comment, and
yeah,
we want to keep this as interactive as possible. So
absolutely. Sometime I would love to actually even have like some more people on to the show so we can really hash out some ideas. But I know as we're going into it with the release, the Snyder Cut community with the 2017 Justice League film, Corey, as we're starting to get ready, can you pull up the Autumn's candle passing video in just a moment here?
absolutely.
But man, oh, see, uh, oh crap. We're gonna hold that for one of these other videos. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like toast for this one. But see, it's bad. So with the release of Snyder Cut community, I remember after, I mean, we had the Man of Steel film, which I know Corey absolutely loved that. I was never a Superman fan. I've always been a Batman fan since forever. I mean, I used to do the whole like, oh God, probably there's a picture out there somewhere of me in like Batman underwear with like a little cape tied around my neck. And I used to take this rocking chair that I would put and kind of try to make it into a Batmobile, and I would hang out underneath it like all day, just pretending I was Batman when I was little. I don't do it anymore. But one thing, when I saw the Man of Steel film with Zack Snyder, man, that was like a whole different. I don't think the world was ready for that film yet, and it was so good. It turned me on to Superman to like really enjoy those films. And when you got Batman v Superman, I was a huge doubter. A lot of people have heard me say this before, but I was a huge doubter of Ben Affleck. I was like wondering, like, why didn't they just continue Christian Bale? You know, they already had this really successful trilogy. It wasn't until I saw that picture of Ben Affleck in his bat suit in that black and white picture that Zach loves to do right next to the Batmobile. Man, it made me eat my words. I was like, holy hell, they're going for like the Dark Knight Returns look. Like, this is going to be amazing. And going into that film, it was everything we wanted it to be. And you were expecting this same kind of style and cinematic adventure with Justice League that when we went into the 2017 there, and I think I took you with me, Corey. Did I take you opening night? Pretty sure I did.
Yeah, I did go with you that night.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure Corey had the same impression that I did, but we sat there and it was kind of like, you know, it had some weird like Batman, Superman bro moments that just didn't quite fit the characters. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, why? And I think I saw it like 3 more times just trying to like the Justice League film in 2017. And the more and more I saw it, the more I was like, this is weird. Something's off. And I saw the group that went over to Warner Brothers Studios with the release of Snyder Cut banner, and I was like, what the hell are these guys talking about? Because I wasn't really involved into the behind the scenes stuff with the film. But then once I did my research and learned Zack Snyder had this whole other beast, I was like, from that moment on, I was like on board, like, let's get this thing released. And one of the cool things that, since being a part of this community of like raising over, I think we're like over $600,000 for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention now for Autumn, Corey and I have actually been working on a video where Allison Crow, who sang Hallelujah for Zack Snyder's Justice League, she provided us her piano backing track that we're going to use to do this music video. And as Corey and I are still gathering up all the videos, we had this opportunity that we still want like a lot of people to get involved on, because it's like a really quick and easy 10-second video that you can do. It's called the Autumn's Light Shines On candle passing video. And Corey, can you pull that video up?
Oh, we're almost there.
Almost there?
If you want to fill in a little bit more for me, that'd be great.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. So with that video, with Allison providing a piano backing track, we have some people who are doing singing and playing an instrument. We have a special celebrity guest that I don't want to say just yet. I would like it to be a surprise to you guys, but it's really cool. When they reached out to me, I was like, people are going to lose their minds. So be prepared for that. But if you are still interested, if you want to provide a quick little 10-second video, all you have to do is grab a candle. And I actually have the candle up right now, just because I like candles. But you will just like grab the camera from the right to the center, and you can say like, for Autumn, or thank you, Zack Snyder, or if there's someone that you want to tribute to. and then you'll just pass it off to the left. So it'll simply be over for Autumn and then off to the left. And the idea of that is, my mom actually came up with the idea as we were working on this Hallelujah video, but it was this way of honoring Autumn Snyder, who has brought, thousands of people all around the world and brought them together to achieve wonders, to get Zack Snyder's Justice League released, but more importantly, to let those who are fighting depression know that we're there for them, that we're going to fight for them, and that, there's someone that will stand with them. So it was this really cool way that we wanted the entire community involved. So definitely we'll have that video tagged for you guys that you can go ahead and watch it. If you do want to get involved on the music end or the instrument end, just reach out to us at heybatchannel@gmail.com, or you can message me on Twitter or on Facebook. We'll be happy to talk to you guys about what we need, and if you have any more questions on that. So definitely get involved in that, because that's going to be huge.
All right, so let's give it a try. Run into a little bit of technical difficulties, but
technology never works when you need to, right?
Right. All right, well, let's give this a try. I'm ready to play that when you are, bud.
All right, let's go ahead. It's like a reaction video. Awesome. So we'll actually just go ahead and continue on, Corey, because I know it's having a little bit of struggles. But so if you are interested in doing that with the Autumn's Light Shines On candle passing, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to walk you through that on what we need for that video. But we'll go ahead and move on to talk a little bit about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, man, March 18th was a crazy day, right? We were all waiting for that film. I mean, obviously it's been highly, anticipated. We've been waiting 3 years for that film. And then finally it comes out and it's crashing all over the place, right? But when we finally got to watch it, it was breathtaking. Corey, out of curiosity, what was your first impressions of Zack Snyder's Justice League? What were some of the parts that really caught your eye that you enjoyed?
Oh man, there's so many things. I think the biggest thing for me was the fact that Borg Life had an amazing role in this movie. It was Flash was equally amazing. I think the biggest thing that I wanted to say was, obviously with the 2017 Justice League movie, for me being a Superman fan, Superman super over P, and he's just, really saving the day and doing everything himself. Zack Snyder's Justice League gave us the ability to see that it's more than just Superman. It's more than just the Man of Steel. Everybody had an amazing role into the movie. Cyborg played such a big role. Flash coming in there to, save the day right at the last minute. That, it was moments like that that proved to me that this movie is the Justice League. This is what we wanted. Plus, we got Steppenwolf, absolutely amazing, and don't even get me started on Darkseid.
All of existence shall be mine. Oh,
absolutely
man.
amazing.
Absolutely. I wish I had that dude's voice, right? Ray Porter. That man, he is a GOAT. I really hope that they give him the opportunity to play Darkseid again. And I completely agree with you, Corey. Granted, they really forced, and I'm not defending Justice League at all, because that thing was just a piece of crap. But I mean, what did you expect when the studio was introducing all these characters for the first time and they were 2-hour runtime? That's it. It's how can you do that? You can't, is the truth. You can't do that story in a 2-hour runtime. And when you have, when you completely change the story like that, and you could tell some of the actors were I'm not about this at all, because, they changed Batman's, kind of, I guess you'd say, emotions to that. Like they made him really comedic, and that's not Batman. And what I loved about Zack Snyder's Justice League being a Batman guy is they kept him badass, right? Like he could fight off parademons rather than Justice League. It was like, I need the Nightcrawler. And in this, it was a different take on Batman. The fact that he was like so much of like, I'm about faith, Alfred. Like I'm doing this not to reason, not to all of the planning, but strictly on faith. You know, that line that he says to Alfred, it was like, wow, man, it like really got me. And you're absolutely right. What Ray Fisher, man, he is going to be a superstar actor. Guarantee it. He is just like so talented. And you realize that was like his first big cinematic film. And he's like hanging out with Ben Affleck, you know, Henry Cavill, and he's like holding his own. And it was just such a good story that, man, you really have to scratch your head and like, what was the studio thinking when they cut his part? And then you had Flash running back in time. Like, come on. It was like so good in so many ways. And me being a music guy, I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comment section. What did you think of Tom Holkenborg's score? Because that Crew at War Power theme, wow. It is that anthem that it kind of gives me, I don't know about you, Corey, it gave me that Justice League Unlimited vibe, you know, in the Justice League animated series.
Absolutely. It was amazing. You know, just what he did to that film, as well as he broke some records, you know, being such a long score. Like, he didn't miss a beat either. It was touching, it was moving, it was powerful every step of the way. And what a great group of, you know, people and who actually participated in this movie and made it what it was, because, you know, it's a completely different movie than what we saw in 2017.
Yeah.
It, in my opinion, needs to restore the Snyderverse.
Oh, bro, I agree. And here's the unfortunate part. If you can, Corey, get ready to pull up the Rotten Tomatoes scores real quick. Now, part of that is, you know, it's always about money, right? It's always about how successful something was for a studio or a company, as with anything, with any product, if they're going to continue it or not. Based off how much the Zack Snyder's Justice League crashed all the different servers, you know, through Sky, through HBO Max, you know, I mean, and some countries like China still haven't been able to watch it. The second biggest movie market on the planet, you know, has not been able to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. So they've been having to bootleg it, unfortunately. You know, it really just goes to show you that Warner Media didn't want this to succeed. And the social media engagement that this movie has been having, it has been trending, I think, almost every day since its release. And even before that, with all the teaser trailers that Zack Snyder was doing. Now, for me, one thing, and I don't like to use Rotten Tomatoes at all, because whatever they say, I just throw it out the door, because no one's going to tell me how to, you know, how I should view a film. You know, I'm going to do my own information, you know, and look at it. But I like to compare it just simply from what other people are saying. So, Corey, can you pull up the Marvel films Rotten Tomato scores? Okay, sweet. So here's what I wanted to show you guys about this. Can you scroll down a little bit, Corey? So here's what I want to show you guys real quick. I want you guys to get an idea of what all the Marvel films have been scoring. I mean, Iron Man, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, I am a huge DC fan. To me, it's all about the DCEU and Batman, right? And all that stuff. But I enjoy superhero films. You know, I enjoy going to the movies, and Marvel does a very good job at their kid movies. But Iron Man was a very good film. The audience and the critics, you'll see that the critics for most of the Marvel films enjoyed it, but the audience scores tend to fluctuate quite a bit. But if you look at it here, so I mean, even the Incredible Hulk, which I would say Marvel tries to forget a lot, even they said it was like, yeah, it's 67%. It's a pretty good film. You're telling me that's better than Batman v Superman? Bullshit. Keep scrolling through, Corey. I just want to show, if you look closely, so far, I don't think we've seen an audience score over 93%.
Oh, there we go. Avengers. Oh, Avengers 91. 91%.
Yeah.
And then we have Winter Soldier, 92.
92.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And all very good. And you can tell the critics absolutely eat up Marvel films. They love them, right? So, such good stuff, like 80%, 70%. I don't think we've seen, has there been a single film, Corey, that's been under 50%? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Or even 60%, you know? So that will give you a bit of an idea right there. So, oh, what? Oh, really? Hold on.
Wow.
Did that say Captain Marvel was 37%?
It did say Captain Marvel was 37%.
Oh man, so that's like a what? Like a almost a 50% difference between what the critics and the audience score said. Now let's check out the DCEU films. This is where I looked at Logan, which I would say is easily one of the best films to come out of just Marvel. And I know it's not part of the MCU, but I loved Logan. That had, I want to say, a 91%. So here you have Zack Snyder's Justice League, 95%. That is the highest score for a superhero film on Rotten Tomatoes for audience score. So the audience loves it, right? And even surprisingly enough, you can tell that most DC films don't get high praise from critics, but even the critics are fairly enjoying it. So what I'm trying to get across there is clearly the audience enjoyed Zack Snyder's Justice League. They think it was far superior than Justice League. Yeah, see, even the critics are like 70. See, isn't that crazy? Like 29% for Batman v Superman. Now, granted, it wasn't the Ultimate Edition that they were scoring, but it just goes to show that they're so out of touch with what the audience enjoys. And with Warner Media, I hope that they look at that and see 95%. Wow, people really enjoyed this film. And just think if they would have released that back when they were, in 2017, they just delayed it, when Zach had that tragedy, with Autumn. And if they just would have delayed and said, hey, come back and we'll finish it when you get there, it could have been for the better. They could have made $1 billion with it. Now, this constant battle with Warner Media, and Corey, when you get a chance, can you pull up the Ann Sarnoff article? But Ann Sarnoff, she is the CEO of Warner Media Studios. So she's just below Jason Killer. But she came out. This is the thing that's been so irritating with Warner Media. I feel like the film didn't just came out, and they had already set up this article with Ann Sarnoff that said, it's over. This is it. Zack Snyder's, this is the end of his trilogy. Well, he didn't plan it as a trilogy. There was supposed to be a Justice League 2 and a Justice League 3. Hence, some of the ending we got, which we'll go into a little bit later. So it's amazing that they didn't even give the audience an opportunity to talk about if it was successful or not. I think Kevin Smith said it best. He was like, why? Why would you do that? The audience hasn't even seen it yet. And you already came out with this article, drop it. The 2017 Justice League film, and Corey, would you agree with us that the 2017 Justice League film didn't end in a way that Zack Snyder's Justice League couldn't fit with Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, all the rest of the DC films that were after 2017? Would you say it ended in a way where, basically the same things still happened?
Yeah, I think you could say that. It's time to move past Justice League and really start pushing forward to restoring the Snyderverse.
I agree. And it's crazy that there's been zero support from it. The only ones that have been supporting it on their social media pages have been Warner, HBO Max, and I think Warner Media has posted it maybe every now and then. But it's mostly been the Zack Snyder's Justice League page, Zack Snyder, and the cast and crew, and the fans. They probably could have trusted the fans that we were going to market it for them. So they probably had to put barely any money in there. But the crazy thing was, in terms of, we haven't received official numbers yet we're hearing, Godzilla versus Kong, how successful it is. And I know they're partly basing that off the box office numbers, which I'm so glad. As you guys already know, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Corey, do you want to tell him that funny story when we were young chaps?
Oh gosh. So for Christmas or a birthday present one year, my our parents bought me a one of those TVs, and it's
Yeah.
one of those old school TVs that, well, it was pretty cool technology back then because it had a DVD player hooked up within the TV. Now it was some Japanese make television brand. I can't remember what it was, but I tried popping in some of my favorite, movies. Whether it was, I think it was maybe Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby Talladega Nights, and as well as some other, DC Superman movies and things like that, and nothing would play. I'm like, what the hell? Why is nothing working here? I'm popping in DVD after DVD.
Yeah.
Trey thinks to himself, he's like, hey, this is a Japanese TV. I wonder, would one of my old Japanese Godzilla DVDs work? So he goes running upstairs, grabs the DVD, comes right back down. He's like, Corey, pop this one in. Pop it in, and it comes up perfectly. It's running, it's playing, oh no, Godzilla.
Oh my God.
It was like, oh gosh, that was the only thing I could watch with that. It was absolutely hilarious. And I love those old classic Godzilla movies, not as much as you do. But I had to return the TV. We had to send it back.
that was such a fine time. But man, like, with Godzilla versus Kong, I was super stoked for that film, and I'm happy to see it doing so well, because I would love to see them continue the MonsterVerse, because I love that entire universe they were creating. But I'm not trying to make it a competition now. I'm not, because like I said, I love both universes. But Godzilla versus Kong, I think did like 35,000 tweets of hashtag continue the MonsterVerse, and Legendary was like, oh my God, we're trending with hashtag continue the MonsterVerse. The Snyder Cut community does 1.5 million tweets, which is a new record for social media that beat the Avengers Endgame. And even that time that we convinced Warner Media to release the Snyder Cut with 1 million tweets back in November, a couple of years ago, nothing. We heard absolutely nothing from them. And it's frustrating to see that they've kind of just all that toxicity of that, they're just doing everything not to support Zack Snyder Justice League because they're moving on. They're doing what I've heard people say, the Hamadaverse or a Hamada burger, and it's really disappointing to see that if the fans want it and we're like practically throwing our money at you, then why not just do it? Corey, let's hear, do we have any comments from some of our viewers of what they think about all this?
Yeah, let's take a look here. Of course, we are seeing a lot of Restore the Snyder verses.
Hell yeah. Love it. Restore the Snyderverse. Brendan Bennett, not to disrespect the Black Canary trend yesterday, but it got 12,000 tweets in 24 hours, but the Batman trend was crazy today. I didn't realize Black Canary was trending. I was not a huge fan of the Birds of Prey film. I felt like they fell short with a few stories in there. And I mean, it was just it wasn't my style of film, even though I think Margot Robbie is like the perfect Harley Quinn. I mean, Corey, I know you were a huge Suicide Squad fan of with Jared Leto's Joker. What was it?
Are you
he's crazy about it.
Sweet talking me?
Oh yeah, I'm sweet talking to you.
I
mean, go ahead.
I love Suicide Squad. I thought it was a great movie. I'm going to say it. I think Jared Leto is almost one of the best Jokers out there, and I would say he easily competes with Heath Ledger, in my opinion. I liked that
Jack Nicholson.
So
Because
okay,
I know you're a big Jack Nicholson fan.
I loved Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's amazing. He was that gangster Joker for me, that old mafia. Ever rub another man's rhubarb, uh, type Joker. He had that a little bit of comedy in there. Heath Ledger, man, what an amazing job Heath Ledger did, and I'm not taking anything away from he did. He was absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He brought that psychotic. He doesn't really care about anything. He'll burn the money. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anybody. It's all a part of the plan. Now, Jared Leto was almost to me the perfect combination of psychotic, crazy Heath Ledger character with a combination of that gangster, that mafia, Jack Nicholson one. So it was fun for me to watch. Now, that being said, what they did to Jared Leto's Joker in that movie, it was a bummer. When people started, saying, I want that type of relationship, I want that type of love between, him and Harley Quinn, that, that just doesn't work for me. They need to release the AR cut, in my opinion, as well. I want to see that Suicide Squad, that Joker, that Jared Leto. And because going back to the Zack Snyder's Justice League now, the very end, that scene between Batman and Jared Leto as Joker, and I held my breath there for a second. I was like, are we going to see Batman, cross the line and kill Joker finally? I was like, oh my God, Ben Affleck was about to snap.
Yeah, it was such a great line. And honestly, I think he may have killed Jared Leto's Joker, because there was a scene where I think shortly when Cyborg gets into is trying to initiate the mother box to awake Superman to bring him back to life, and when he has those flashes of the nightmare, I think there's that scene where you see Superman drop Batman's cowl, and you see the Joker card that was the peace offering, truce, thank you, ripped in half, the card. So it made me wonder, did Batman rip it up and this guy, I'm gonna kill him?
Yeah, and we're getting a lot of great comments right now. I'm gonna start sharing some for you. So
sorry, go ahead, Corey.
I want to see Black Adam versus Superman and Justice.
Yeah. I mean, that could be really cool. I will be fully honest, when I'm a little nervous about constantly doing Superman versus films, just because we already had Batman v Superman. I mean, it has to make sense. I don't know if it would be, I definitely wouldn't title it, and this is not because of what Chris Terrio said, I definitely wouldn't title it Black Adam v Superman or make it a complete versus film. Now, if it was a cameo or kind of a quick Superman's there and he's trying to stop Black Adam thing, then I'm kind of down. But I think it would be a little on the dangerous side to kind of do another versus film, even though every superhero film is kind of a versus film. That the good guy going against the bad guy.
How about this versus?
Oh dear.
Deathstroke versus Batman. You want to see that, though? I know you do.
My man.
Make the Batfleck movie.
Make the Batfleck movie. That looks like some really good. Yeah, I also want to see this Deathstroke versus Batman. Everything that Joe Manganiello has said about that film sounds amazing. And we'll go further into that in just a moment. But hey, Corey, can you pull up let's do the cliffhanger end with Zack Snyder's Justice League when you get a moment. But
yeah, I'll start putting that up for you here.
Thank you. Warner Brothers. So Nazgul, Warner Brothers should never have let Zack Snyder finish his cut if they were dead set on not continuing it under any circumstances. I think they were convinced that it would be a flop. Wrong again, Warner Brothers. Absolutely, Nazgul. I mean, I think I said this in my last video, but it's amazing that Warner Brothers was they like wanted Zack out of there. They were looking for any opportunity, and it's honestly fucked up that they use Zack's tragedy and his family tragedy with Autumn to be a place where they could push him out, to make him lose that fight. And I mean, that's kind of the toxic bros that I think is really disappointing. But yeah, they really, if they weren't happy with Batman v Superman, they should have changed their stance right there. They should have said going into a different direction. And rather than the whole BS of, firing Zack essentially and allowing Josh to finish it with a crappy Superman mustache. But, and in the weird like sex jokes that they did with Wonder Woman, but it's definitely disappointing and bad business practice, at least in my opinion. Nazgul says Warner Brother has opened Pandora's box, or the mother box, if you will. Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think that they didn't sit down and say, once they were going to release Zack Snyder's Justice League, they had a year essentially to plan for it, over a year, really. And they just didn't. They didn't plan for it at all. And they were kind of just, it's amazing that they thought it was going to flop with such, the fandom being so passionate and like behind Zack. I mean, we convinced them to give $70 million to Zack Snyder to finish the thing. That's no small thing, And the fact that they were just like, okay, cool, we'll give you $70 million. I'll get them off our back. We'll watch the movie first. And then they see that ending, and they're like, yeah, we're done there. That's good. Thank you. Have a good day, Zack. We'll continue our own thing. Like, so stupid. Okay, yeah, here we go. So we'll play this little clip real quick, and I'll probably stop sometime in between, Corey. Just FYI.
Okay. Hopefully audio is working, so we'll give it a try here.
Yeah, if not, Corey and I will just completely act it out. Who was the character that you didn't want in the DCU? And I was like, at the time, my only basis for Granny Goodness was like really the Justice League animated show, and I think the Young Justice show. So I always thought like Granny Goodness was not that cool of a character. I know. The moment I saw that, I was like, oh man, like Zack made her look so cool. Like I was like crazy about the whole New Gods situation that they were going to do. And it's interesting to me that they canceled the New Gods, which was part of Hamada's thing and Trench, and they like blamed Zack Snyder's Justice League for that. Like, what are you guys thinking about? What do you think is going on there? Like, because to blame it on, oh, well, there's Darkseid in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we don't want to confuse the audience. First off, you're doing a multiverse. Like, if you're doing a multiverse, then what the hell does it matter? Like if Zack has Darkseid and you've known about it once again for a year, and all of a sudden now, after Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we're starting to hear about how successful it was and how the audience is going crazy, especially the fact that Darkseid was in it. Like, what is going on? It's like, so I don't like to speculate a lot because, I mean, rumors just build into something crazy and sometimes nasty, but something weird is going on over at Warner Media's for them to be like, oh, well, Darkseid was in Justice League, so we're canceling the New Gods film. I was actually excited for the New Gods film, like, because Jack Kirby, the Fourth World, even his son was like, or I think it was his grandson on Twitter was like, I think it's like John Kirby was his name, but he was like, thank you, Zack. Like, you brought my father's creation to life with Darkseid. And like, it's so cool. Like, who sat down and watched Zack Snyder's Justice League and said, thinking we need, Steppenwolf to look like a cartoon character. And no Darkseid. No. We want something else. You know? Like,
He
so crazy.
looked so amazing, Steppenwolf. What a difference between 2017 and with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Holy cow, he looked scary. I wouldn't want to mess with Steppenwolf. 2017 one, yeah, I'd probably get a fight with him. Let's go.
You'd go into battle. And hey, all you would have to say is like, hey, mother is waiting for you. Just say mother nonstop, and you'd be like, mother.
Got a few shameless plugs for you, Trey, while we're going. So
Abdul, my man. Hey, great show today, bro. I really dug it. Even though I know your internet was crashing like crazy, but hey, I always appreciate your show and love everything you do with it. But Sil Abdul says, what up, dog? Yo, everybody smash that like and subscribe and get this man to 1,000. Thank you, dude. Thank you. It'd be awesome to hit 1,000. I'm surprised we're here already less than a year. I think 9 months into it. So it's been a wonderful adventure with you guys. But oh man, Bat Mom is tuning in, guys. God, so much family support. I appreciate it. Congrats on your first live show, guys. Trey and Corey have been longtime fans of their superheroes. I have the Tyler pics to prove it. No, Mom, please. No. Don't do
we may
it.
have to release that one of these days.
No, never release the Trey Hamsmith bat underwear cut.
And we had a few questions for you.
Yeah. All right, so Restore the Snyder Cut says, have you guys watched the film theory video yet? If you haven't watched it now, it's amazing. Is it the film theory video for Zack Snyder's Justice League? Because if so, I have not watched it. I've seen a few of his other episodes where I think he talked about the idea that Jared Leto's Joker was potentially Robin, which I won't lie, that's like a cool theory. I dig it, but I think Zach put that one to rest with the nightmare scene, just because, he even says, that whole line of like, you sent Boy Wonder to do a man's job, and it like really irks Batman. So you kind of get the idea that like, yeah, Joker definitely killed Robin, and Batman's just waiting for the opportunity to snap his neck, which, I'm kind of hoping, just because I know in the Dark Knight Returns comics, it's like a debated scene of like, does Batman go too far in snapping like Joker's neck, and he has the batarang in his eye. If Zach pulls something like that, because he loves to do all those montages to the Dark Knight Returns with Frank Miller. Corey, did you happen to catch when Batman is on the bat tank, or I think they called it the War Machine in this, but the mutants in front of him from the comics that have the red visors?
Yeah. So amazing.
I remember the first time I saw that, and I was like, is that like, someone please zoom up on that picture? I was like totally wondering, and of course it is. Like, that's Zach for you, man. Like, you can tell when a movie is made by someone who was just told to do it by the studio and someone who is an actual fan, because they care with the characters, and they throw in those things that every director has to throw their spin on it, their creative ideas to kind of make it their own theme. But Zach has just a certain way of just being like, oh man, he brought my comic book to life. I mean, Beautiful Lie, Corey still laughs at me when we watch Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Every time that opening scene happens with, the death of the Waynes, Corey always just turns at me and goes, because I'm always like in tears, because it's like so beautifully done with that slow motion, and that soundtrack that Hans Zimmer did for Beautiful Lie was one of my favorite Batman scores of all time, easily. But
got a few more for you. So
okay. Restore the Snyder Cut says, some people today were mad about #make the Batfleck movie trending because they believe it will ruin the Batman, even though Warner Brothers have said recently that they want to go into the multiverse direction. That's an interesting thought process. Yeah, I'm surprised people would be upset by the whole Batman with Matt Reeves, because they have said multiple times from Warner Media that the Batman film is supposed to be its own universe. I think someone even said Earth 2. I don't know if that was like confirmed that it's Earth 2, but I've at least heard Ann Sarnoff and Walter Hamada say that it's its own thing. It belongs in its own world.
Mhm.
And maybe they don't plan on it being a part of the larger multiverse in terms of seeing Matt Reeves with Ezra Miller's Flash one day. But I guess we'll find out with Flashpoint. Flashpoint is becoming more and more a very crazy film that I'm kind of nervous about, because you just don't know like what direction they're going to do, or like how much they're going to screw with the multiverse idea, and if they're going to completely destroy the Snyderverse, with Ezra, trying to save his mom and stuff like that. Because to me, one of my favorite moments in Flashpoint, and I don't know if you guys have read the comics, it's Thomas Wayne when he sends that letter with Flash to give to Bruce. I was so looking forward to that moment with Ben Affleck and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Batman, he's amazing as Negan. I knew Corey's gonna do it. I was like, where is he? I got Corey a Lucille bat once for his birthday, and I regret giving it to him ever since, because he tries to hit me with it. But so Nazgul says there were rumors that the suit screened Zacks cuts before release, and they were not impressed. What were they looking at? I heard some rumors about that too. So I heard different takes on that rumor. So I heard something to the effect of that when Warner Brothers, and I think Grace Randolph said this, when Warner Brothers was watching the film, they were against it, but like Warner Media, HBO Max, AT&T, they were like, yes, this is awesome. And Warner Brothers was like, this is stupid, it's awful. So I think that's still very much going on. I think Warner Brothers, first off, if they're not impressed, someone needs to get fired, because have fun with your 2017 film that sucked.
Let me tell you how to write Batman.
No, Rachel, man. Her and I used to work together at a theater, like a classical theater that does like musicals and stuff, not a movie theater. But she has an awesome Twitch show that I highly recommend. I think she also does blogs on YouTube. So definitely subscribe to Rachel, because she's hilarious. I love Rachel. You're awesome. All right. Restore the Snyder Cut says Jeffrey Dean Morgan followed one of the Restore the Snyder Cut accounts on Twitter yesterday. I heard about that. That's
cool.
How
he picked it out, right?
No, how did he pick it out?
So he was going through his Twitter feed and it was like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hi, I'm Negan.
You've officially been banned. Oh man. Hey Corey. See, now he's leaving. He's like, fine, bye. Can you pull up the Bruce and Martian Manhunter scene on YouTube real quick? So there was one particular thing that has been irritating to me about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, even when Zack said he wasn't going to take a paycheck for finishing, the additional photography, which I think he only did about 10 minutes, 15 minutes worth of additional photography. Nothing to completely change the story. But I think, as Zack has kind of said, you kind of shoot all your bullets. And in his mind, it was kind of like, okay, if this is the last moment we're going to see Batman and Joker and stuff like that, I need them to be in a scene together. So, okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and play this one real quick. This scene right here leaves it up.
Sure. Man, sweet. I was getting lost in Batman and Jared Leto there. Whew.
Oh, I know. You were like, I remember watching that with you, and you literally, I heard the, it was like a little kid in a candy store, like, yes, this is such awesome. And so Jared Leto has a certain way where his silences, you feel the tension. It's like, oh my God, when he just stares down Batman, he's like, you almost had me there. Like,
isn't that right? Batman.
That's so crazy. Like, Jared Leto, I would say, is a very underrated Joker. And I think what they did to him in David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad is unfair, because I think he could have been a a very good Joker if we saw all those extra scenes, because technically Batman was in David Ayer's cut more of Suicide Squad. Joker's at the end of the film, he teams up. But oh yeah, here you go with the We Live in a Society. I'm not gonna lie, when we saw that trailer of We Live in a Society with Joker, I mean, you guys probably saw my trailer reaction with my Wonder Wife. I'm pretty sure I bruised her leg. That's probably why she doesn't want to do any more trailer reactions with me. But it's like that whole line of We Live in a Society. I was kind of bummed that it wasn't in the actual version of the film, because it's such a great line. And the fact that it was improv by Jared Leto just tells you that man is like thinking on a whole nother level when it comes to Joker. Yeah.
It's so intense. Cool. Just so intense, man.
Right? I love it. And then, Ben Affleck is just like, and make no mistake, it will fucking kill you. Like,
when he said that, I was just like, I just got chills again, man. That was such an insane moment. And I thought, maybe we'll see it.
Oh, like right there at Zack Snyder's, just like you see him just like, no, what, fuck this. Rip the card in front of him and just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I know a lot of people were not happy with Jared Leto's design in Suicide Squad because he had all the tattoos and stuff like that. But Corey, I didn't know if you knew this, but like if you look at all of his tattoos and his teeth, have been, broken because Batman beat the shit out of him because of killing Robin, and so he got this like, what was it, grill braces? I have no idea. I have no idea what the dental terminology would be, but it makes the shape of a Batman when he smiles, so he was constantly doing things to piss off Batman. And that's what I loved, because it continued through Zack Snyder's Justice League. He's constantly poking the bear, like, do it, kill me, like, come on, like, and that's so Joker. He's like, break that code, because even though Batman technically killed people in Batman v Superman, it was never like full on, like, I'm gonna snap your neck like right here. Most of it was like, you're kind of in my way, and if you're gonna throw a grenade at me, I'm gonna kick it back at you. Kind of like, if you're there, it's like your problem.
But I think that was also warranted as well, like that was an immediate threat, where here, really the only thing Joker is doing there is, provoking Batman.
Yeah.
And if Batman was to kill him right there, that would be murder, Yeah,
it'd be full on. It was exactly like what he was going to do with Superman with it, and I will defend that scene forever. But when I first saw it, and like I said, I went into Batman v Superman wanting to like pick it apart and not hate it, but like I was trying to find a reason why they shouldn't have just continued with Christian Bale. But seeing that Martha scene for the first time, I got it like right away. To me, it was like, oh my God, Corey and I have read the comics. Like, it never hit me that they did have the same name of their mother,
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name? Like, it's such a powerful moment that you realize that the way Chris Terrio wrote Batman v Superman was constantly referring to Superman as an alien. He doesn't see him as a human. That whole line of, you're not brave, men are brave. I love that entire theme that Zack did throughout his trilogy, and Batman just completely dehumanizing Superman, that it took something like that to throw him off just enough. But I still think if it wasn't for Lois, I still think Batman probably would have gone through and killed Superman, because, to him, it almost probably would have been like in his head, like he thinks he's going crazy and he's hearing Superman say, save Martha. He's not begging for his life. He's like, save Martha, this person. And to have Lois like come there and like defend him, and he sees this woman defending this now person, kind of made him realize, oh my God, I've become the killer that, took my parents away from me. And he was about to be this man again. So the redemption story they were building for Batman. Corey, do you have the Bruce and Martian Manhunter clip up?
I do, but real quick, you really think that Batman would have still killed Superman if Lois wasn't there? And if you're watching right now, definitely let us know what you think. Would Batman have killed Superman if Lois wasn't there?
I think it was certainly a possibility. I think there was still part of Batman who, I mean, he's enraged, he's like about to end this dude's life, and he doesn't like fully stop. I mean, he's still with the spear, like, I'm gonna freaking go, like, I'm gonna kill you, dude. And it threw him off, but I think it was still like he was still in that motion, like, I'm gonna do it. And it wasn't until Lois is right there in front of defending Superman, where he goes, like, you see a different demeanor in him. He's like calmed down, and it's that realization, like, oh shit, I was about to do something awful, and it's such a powerful scene. I love that scene to death, because anyone who says they don't like that scene because that's a stupid reason for them to stop fighting, I always look at it like, okay, if you think that's stupid, then Captain America and Iron Man and Winter Soldier starting to fight, because Iron Man is like, the dude killed my mom, and my parents, so I'm going to kill him. When Iron Man knows that Bucky was being controlled and not, of sane mind, that to me, like, that's bad writing.
I see what you're saying, and I think, obviously taking on Superman and holding on to hope, I don't think he would have killed Superman if Lois Lane wasn't there.
Okay, you think Batman would have stopped?
I think he would have taken a second to really think about. I thought he would have taken a step back and said, "What am I doing here? Why did you say that name?" Start to really evaluate, everything. And he's the greatest detective in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think, if there was something that he didn't understand, I think he would have taken a step back and said, "You know what? What do you mean by that?"
Even though he was allowing his anger to blind him throughout the film, and his prejudice against Superman to blind him.
I think so, because at that point, save Martha, whether he knew he was referring to his mom, which he didn't at that point, which is why he was asking. I think it made Clark Kent, made him human. It showed to Batman right there that, you know what, I'm about to kill this man, and instead of save me, don't kill me, pleading for his life, he begged Superman, pleaded for Superman to save Martha. And you know what? Let's see here. Restore the Snyderverse. He agrees.
No, he wouldn't have killed Superman at that part. Yeah, I mean, I think there's certainly a possibility that he wouldn't have. It just felt like he was, even though he was thrown off by it, that there was still that possibility that he was considering it. Like he may have done it if Lois did not stop him. Which I think kind of shows the importance of Lois's character, through the future of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Corey, do you have that, Bruce? Oh, sweet. So let's go ahead and play this clip. It gets me every time, because like Ben Affleck does such a great job, because you see him give that look of where, like, it hits his chord, his heartstrings that's tugging, and it's just like such a beautiful scene with Martian Manhunter, that, like, oh man, and he leaves it to the chance of, this is what the Snyderverse is going to, man. Like, we're building this giant world. How can they not want to continue it? Corey, do you have that DC film slate up?
Yeah, let me get that for us.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
I was thinking too, like, could you imagine what, restoring the Snyderverse would have done, as well as if they just would have done Zack Snyder's Justice League right from the get-go?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I diehard Superman fan. I could watch a new Superman movie made every few years, but kind of like what we were talking about with Bat Dad the other night, how the the movie industry in the Hollywood, we're constantly seeing the same story or constantly, seeing the same thing just over and over again.
Yeah.
What an amazing opportunity we could have had with restoring the Snyderverse with a Green Lantern film, and not Deadpool's Green Lantern film,
Not
but
Ryan Reynolds.
but an actual Zack Snyderverse Green Lantern film, a Martian Manhunter film, a cyborg film. We need a cyborg film now more than ever.
Absolutely. And the fact that well, here we'll go into that with the DC film slate, but obviously Zack can't be everywhere in terms of directing every single DCEU film. He has to kind of open it up to other people to throw in their spin on it, but it would have been smart if they really kept Zack as the Kevin Feige of DCEU, because the Wonder Woman film, the Wonder Woman film with, when Zack wrote it, it was a far superior film. Now, the studio screwed with the third act, which was kind of the wonky part, but the first Wonder Woman film was amazing. And Wonder Woman 1984, when it was written by Jeff Johns, I'm going to say it was a fucking disaster. I mean, while the tone was nice, Wonder Woman being all hopeful and things, there was just some things in there that were unforgivable, and sometime Corey and I, and even Sarah we'll talk about that and how I can tell, like, if Sarah didn't even like Wonder Woman 1984, that kind of says some shit, because she's a huge Wonder Woman fan. But look at this DC film slate. This is what they have planned for the future. Now, the bottom half of the slate where it says to be determined, some of those I think aren't going to happen, but you got the Suicide Squad coming out with James Gunn. And I as I've said on my trailer reaction, you're getting exactly what you expect out of the film, just a crazy rated R comedy theme. I don't think it'll be like a masterpiece like Zack Snyder's Justice League or Batman v Superman anything, but you got Matt Reeves' The Batman film coming out in March 2022. I think they just finished filming a couple weeks ago, and that film, it looks good. I mean, as I've said, I'm still not convinced on the Batman suit. I would love to see how Pattinson gets to that suit, like how he creates it, and maybe it'll help me enjoy it more. So I'm kind of holding my reservations, but Matt Reeves is a brilliant film director. What he did with the Planet of the Apes trilogy, I really dug those films. So I think he's going to do a very good job, but that is technically part of its own world. Then you have Black Adam with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and really kind of like a star crazy cast with I think they just casted Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, which I love Dr. Fate. I kind of can't wait to see how they do that character, but everyone is saying, there's rumors breaking out that is going to be a really big film, and I'll go into that in a second. But you got the Flashpoint film. Flashpoint, I don't know if you can actually call it a Flashpoint film, because the Andy Muschietti has said that it's very loosely based on Flashpoint. So we'll see what happens there. But in Flashpoint, we're starting to hear rumors that Michael Keaton, who was supposed to return as Batman, that he is throwing some doubt that he's going to return. It's kind of hard to tell with him because he has dry humor, but I mean, he kind of said with the COVID mess going on, like, he's like, I'm not sure if I'm going to come back. So now there's this rumor spinning out that Christian Bale is going to return as Batman. And I don't think that is going to happen at all, because Christian Bale has always said, if Christopher Nolan is a part of it, then, I'll come back and we'll discuss something. But the fact that it has nothing to do with like Christopher Nolan being a part of it, I don't think Christian Bale is going to be involved. If anything, they'll probably
swear to me.
What? Oh gosh. But then you got Aquaman 2 with James Wan, after they canceled The Trench, which I would say people are excited for that film. It made $1 billion with the first film. You have Shazam, Fury of the Gods, which, they've kind of teased Black Adam being a part of something with Shazam. But now with this new slate, this reboot of the Hamadaverse, you got J.J. Abrams Superman, who's rebooting it, and the word on the street is it's supposed to be Black Superman, which I know that was part of the comics at one point, but you have Henry Cavill. Why isn't there a Man of Steel 2? The Man of Tomorrow film? Like, they're like wasting these actors who have been perfect for these roles, and it's like Henry Cavill's not even like part of the discussion in their eyes.
Henry Cavill is Superman.
Dad would get pissed if he heard you say that, because he's Mr. Christopher Reeve all the way.
Well, of course he is too, but I'm saying hashtag Henry Cavill is Superman.
That's fair. And I would agree with you. What he did with Man of Steel was phenomenal. And that moment, I almost wish Zack Snyder's Justice League was in, theaters, because could you imagine seeing that scene with, Steppenwolf throwing down the axe and Superman being there to deflect it, and he's like not impressed? People would have got up and clapped. They would have been like, yes. Yes, people would have gone crazy.
Where it's just,
oh yeah, boom, boom. that great Hans Zimmer theme. But they got Static Shock, which I dug that show as a kid. But you got like Plastic Man, and Hourman. Who the fuck is even Hourman? When someone said that, I was like, what? Like, who is Hourman? They're already doing a film for this dude, like, without doing a Man of Steel 2? What? I mean, Blue Beetle sounds cool. Supergirl, I know they just casted her for the Flash film. I'm curious to see how connected she is, because that was always part of Zach's plan to introduce her. You got the Amazons and Wonder Woman 3, and a Batgirl that has been kind of back and forth because Josh Whedon was originally supposed to do that film. Something tells me, and you got Green Lantern Corps, Zatanna.
Well, Josh Whedon is supposed to do Batgirl?
He was supposed to do Batgirl, but because of all the allegations and their investigation, which we still have heard nothing really about, they've transitioned him out of projects.
Wow.
So,
this isn't going to come up the greatest, but this is what we need.
Hashtag
make the Batfleck movie. And then
hell yeah. Restore the Snyderverse. My man. Like,
that's what
it's amazing that they greenlighted Wonder Woman 3 like that. And something tells me that had a lot to do with keeping Patty Jenkins in the Wonder Woman world, because she is going off to do, I don't know if you know about this, Corey, but she's going to be directing a Star Wars spinoff all about like pilot squadrons, like X-Wings and stuff like that. Kind of like a Top Gun of Star Wars. So, I mean, it's really kind of like, you really have to ask yourself, like, what are they thinking? You already have a Henry Cavill Superman. You already have, Ben Affleck, who hasn't done a solo film. And I know he technically left the project, and that's where we have Matt Reeves, the Batman. But you have this growing need to restore the Snyderverse, and you just got these projects that I'm pretty sure a lot of them are going to get canceled, like The Trench and New Gods. Even Grace Randolph said that she heard a rumor that they wanted to get Zack Snyder to direct Wonder Woman 3. I don't think that's going to be the case, even though I think Zack would do obviously a very good job of that. I think they want Patty Jenkins to direct it. If anything, I think they should have Zack write it again with the first Wonder Woman, because the Jeff Johns one was terrible.
And restore the Snyderverse, and Dexter brought up some great points.
Yeah. So Restore the Snyderverse says, here's the theme. Warner Brothers can't decide if they are moving on. It's actually AT&T's decision. Yep. And they will do anything that will get them the most money. Yeah. And where is the money at the Snyderverse? Yeah, exactly. You are absolutely right. It all is on the money. And right now the money says Zack Snyder's Justice League and restoring the Snyderverse is where the money is. People are demanding it. People who were not Batman v Superman fans, after seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, are going back to that film and saying, wow, this is actually a good film. Why? Like, they need to continue it. So it's frustrating. I completely understand. Like, in the fact that there's so much engagement on it. Yeah, it makes sense. So Dexter says that's why they kicked Zack Snyder from the DC universe, because they want the control of DC, the corporate politics. Yeah, as we heard from that Chris Terrio article, right, when that douchebag number one went up to him and told him how to write Batman. like who the hell are you, bro? Like, get out of here. So with this DC film slate, I think the thing that is the question, if Corey, if you could pull up that Instagram photo from Dwayne Johnson, I've heard people say he is the key to restoring the Snyderverse. You know, Grace Randolph said it was Jared Leto's Joker, which that could be. But the fact that Ann Sarnoff came out with that one article where she's like, Zack's done, there is no release the air cut thing, that's not happening. You know, I'm not sure how true that is from Grace. But with The Rock, man, Geekosity with Mikey Sutton has talked about this a lot. And I hope it's true. It's like one of those things, like I try not to get my hopes up, but he has constantly said that Dwayne Johnson wants to be a part of this larger DCEU to restore the Snyderverse. He wants to have Henry Cavill fight him as Superman. And I can completely understand that because honestly, yeah, that's the next step for Black Adam. I think Black Adam is going to be a huge film. And as we see in this Instagram photo, Dwayne Johnson has just started filming with Black Adam. So this film is going to be very interesting. July 29, 2022 is going to be a very, very big day to kind of get an idea of the DCU. There's rumors going around that there might be a Henry Cavill cameo, not like there was in the first Shazam, which I love that little edit that someone did where it's the black suit Superman showing up at the end. But there's rumors that the Snyderverse is going to be referenced. Darkseid is going to be referenced in this film. It's just like so much up in the air. But what I think is interesting is that if you don't know this already, Dwayne Johnson and Henry Cavill have the same manager. So they are definitely very aware of each other. So is it possible that there will be a Black Adam versus Superman or the, as some people have said, the JSA versus Justice League? Possibly. I think there's definitely an opportunity here. And I think, if I heard correctly, Henry Cavill liked this photo. To me, that's interesting. And Corey, maybe you'll agree, but when they were doing Wonder Woman 1984, they had Linda Carter involved in a lot of marketing things. And to me, it just seemed like because Linda Carter was so involved in liking everything and being a part of everything, that she had to have a cameo in Wonder Woman 1984, and she did. I wish it was longer, but you know, it was great to see her there. But
one of my favorite things about Wonder Woman 1984, to be honest with you.
Right, yeah, like when you see her, and Linda Carter still looks great for her age, man. I know Dad's like, yeah, right now, but you know, I think the fact that she was, and now you got Henry Cavill kind of coming around, and because Henry Cavill's usually very quiet. I mean, it took him forever to show any support for Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was until the watch party, you know, that he came out and said, like, I think you should show it, Zach. And you know, that really cool moment. But I wouldn't be surprised if Henry Cavill has something to do with Black Adam. We'll definitely keep an eye on that as he gets closer. But I've heard the rumors that The Rock wants to produce Man of Steel 2. So, I mean, who knows what's going on with The Rock right now? I'm sure because he's like the highest paid actor, he has the power of doing that. But what do you think, Ray? What are you going to say?
I think this is, you know, we can't miss this opportunity. Can you smell what the Snyderverse is cooking?
It doesn't matter what you think.
I can't do the eyebrow thing, you know. What you say, Jabroni?
Oh man, hey, I love Dwayne Johnson. I think he's cool. So Restored Sniper says during the DC fandom, Dwayne Johnson challenged all of the superheroes on the Justice League, which means he does want to be included with the Justice League. I did see that promo that he did for Black Adam. It was something like the DC hierarchy is about to change. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool, man. If he is the key, all for it, bro. You also say he didn't like The Rock's photo, but he did like another one with the same picture. Okay, meaning he might want to hide it. He's being so sneaky. He's like, no one will notice if I like the manager's photo, you know? Nazgul says, yes, BVS is getting new fans every day because of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, I agree. It's amazing. I've seen a few people, and I did talk about this on one episode, Corey, out of curiosity, because do you ever wear your Superman hat in public?
You're talking about the one I'm wearing right now?
Yeah, your Man of Steel one.
Man, I love this hat, and you know what? I had to wear this hat on the very first show that I was on because you're always just rocking amazing.
Right.
So I had
Thank you.
Man of Steel, baby, yeah.
You know, right? Yeah.
Do I wear this hat in public? Yes, every
Okay.
now and then. I'm very protective of this hat since you got it for me.
I appreciate that.
It means a lot to me, and the I don't know if you saw when I turned this hat around, but the actual bill of the hat is red, and it feels like the fabric of the entire hat is very just well put together, and I'm very thankful you gave it to me. But
yeah, New Era did a good job with them.
Yeah, I wear it, but I'm very protective of it. So
fair. The reason why I was asking is because something really cool happened to me the other day with my wife and I. We walked into an auto shop to get a new battery for my car because it died recently, and I had my Justice League hat on that you've probably seen me wear before. And the guy looked at me and was like, "Hey man, did you see Zack Snyder's Justice League? Is it any good?" And I'm like, "Dude, it was amazing." He's like, "That's what my dad said too. Everyone's like, watch this film." And another thing that happened, we had a guy come out and fix our internet recently, and he saw my Godzilla versus Kong poster, and he was like, "Oh man, so what did you think of that?" And I was like, "Oh, it was good. I like Zack Snyder's Justice League better." And the dude literally like dropped his bag of tools and literally was like, "I love that film." He's like, "I watched all straight through the 4 hours." And I was like, "Where the hell was this?" Like a year ago.
So he did end up watching it?
Well, this was another guy who was like fixing our internet to who was like a huge Zack Snyder fan. And I was like, are you part of the Snyder Cut community? He's like, "No, but I watched that film and I'm a huge Justice League fan. The 2017 one sucked." He's like, "But that was amazing. Restore the Snyderverse." There's so many people, even on like some of the face group pages that I'm on, so many people who were like used to like bash on me because I was a Snyder Cut supporter are now going, "Yeah, dude, it was amazing. Ben Affleck, a far superior Batman than what we got in 2017, the film that everyone was making fun of him for because they were, when they were happy he was gone as Batman, are now going like, damn it, I want to see more of him as Batman." And
so, yeah. And I don't know if I told you this story. We hung out a lot that weekend. That was that March 18th weekend. And I remember driving home. It was super late at night, and I was listening to the radio. It was just a standard, like I think it was either 107.5 or 105.9 out here in Denver. And the actual DJ said, "Hey, yo, the weekend's here, and I don't know what y'all doing right now, but if you haven't seen Zack Snyder's Justice League, you need to stop what you're doing and watch it now." So the fact that it made it onto the radio as well, and even the DJ on the local channel here was giving a shout out and appreciating what artist integrity and just the true amazing work that Zack Snyder and all of those who were involved did to make this film what it is.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just an amazing movement.
Absolutely. And now, I mean, today with the hashtag make the Batfleck movie trending over 100, and I think it's like over 130,000. It's probably like 150,000 now. Like, people want it. They want to restore the Snyderverse. And if they truly care about the multiverse that they're talking about, people will go for it. And I mean, some people have created like some great fan trailers that I definitely recommend you guys watching, because like there's one trailer that someone made that I was like, oh man, like they use like old clips of like Ben Affleck in other films and like some of the CGI things, but like everything we've heard about the Batfleck movie, guys.
Was that the Batfleck Forever one?
The Batfleck Forever
trailer.
Oh, I think there was something like that. I know you created like a really cool fan made video too. I know the audio is not quite working on our video, so we'll skip some of the trailers that we had lined up for you guys.
And it may work now. We want to give it another try.
Sure, yeah, we can go for it. I mean,
Okay.
if this doesn't excite you for what possibly the Batfleck movie could have been, or maybe will be, I don't know what does. Let's check this out. This is a fan made trailer that someone made that I saw on Twitter. I was like, holy shit.
Last night was productive. This is the man himself. Contracts all over the globe, but he's based out of the Port of Gotham. Everything's cruel. Clowns stay.
Man.
Feeling of powerlessness comes to us all, Master.
That little, like, someone made like a Death of Robin scene. Come on.
I'm not be wasting my time.
God, you went so crazy. I think you were insane.
9 dead.
Ugh.
I know who.
7716 to control. Suspect in custody.
He killed Jason. He has to be stopped.
No. I know what that means.
Yeah.
I live moments with you.
They were hunters.
Man.
A legacy.
Not for long.
Not for long. Surprise, motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. That would have been cool too. I always feel like that was a missed opportunity with possibly having like a Under the Red Hood storyline with Ben Affleck. But like, man, like just seeing something as simple as that, like the fight scene, like I think it's an underrated game of the Arkham series, but Arkham Origins, that whole Deathstroke battle. Corey, did you ever play Arkham Origins?
You know, Arkham Origins is a pretty intense game, and it was one that I enjoyed watching you play, but I am not nearly as good as you are at it. So I enjoyed watching you. The also running around and Riddler themes that you were doing. It would have happened for me. So I enjoyed watching you play the storyline, and occasionally when you handed me the controller and just for me to mess something up, but
yeah.
No, I enjoyed watching you do that.
Oh man, I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, it was that trailer they did with, you know, Batman and Deathstroke, that fight scene theme. Joe Manganiello, who's playing Deathstroke and possibly in the future, he has been like really supportive of, you know, restoring the Snyderverse and also the hashtag Deathstroke HBO Max. Like, he would be phenomenal. He would be phenomenal as Slade Wilson, right? Like him being the Terminator Darkseid, like God, he keeps throwing out, and I think he's taking a few notes from Zack Snyder by throwing a few little Easter eggs. But Corey, can you pull up the Joe Manganiello interview?
Here we go.
Oh yeah, so here's the picture that he posted recently of Deathstroke HBO Max, which was from the additional photography of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, and I know they're doing like an auction of some of these photos that you can bid on, and all the money goes to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Man, I really do hope if we don't get the Batfleck movie, which would be a real disappointment, I at least hope that they continue him as Deathstroke on HBO Max, because the ideas that he had with Tim Miller and, you know, a few other people, like, it's all sounded amazing. And even the Batfleck movie, he had an interview where he talked about a specific scene that happens in the Batfleck movie where he kind of explains Deathstroke as a movie villain, like, you know, a shark in the water, like hunting Batman, and how he just completely destroys Bruce Wayne's life. And I truly think, yeah, South Cali guy, man, hashtag make the Batfleck movie, bro. Love it. Thanks for supporting us. I appreciate it, bro. You know, with the Deathstroke character, you know, he was really creating this scary villain that he was saying that like even Batman was afraid of him. Like, that's crazy, right? Like Batman, who like went up against Superman, he's like, I'm going for this guy. Deathstroke just completely takes down Batman in every way possible. And Dexter says, seeing Deathstroke and Batman fight scene, it's making me shiver just thinking about it. Right, bro? Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. Corey, can you pull up that interview with Joe Manganiello? I think it was our second to last video, I believe. But he had talked about this fight scene that Barbara Gordon shows up. So Ben Affleck even had planned for Batgirl to be in his movie. And to me, it's like, when you think about his film, and I think Jay Oliva, who was helping Zach with a lot of his films, I think it's the very next video, Corey.
Next video, okay.
Yep, thank you, sir. That very next video, sorry, some brains moving in different areas, but he was talking about, with Batgirl being in there, like Ben Affleck was planning on that. So to me, it's like, with Jay Oliva saying how good Ben Affleck's script was. I know Ben Affleck did this whole PR thing when he was hanging up the cow. He was like, yep, I just couldn't figure it out, so I'm out of it. I think Jeff Johns was getting involved into Ben Affleck's Batman film. And after seeing what they were doing to Batman in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he was like, I'm out of it. Like, I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going to ruin this character, which they were doing in Justice League. Oh, yep. Here it is, Corey. Let's go ahead and play that real quick, because what Joe says is crazy.
All right, here we go.
And there was like a big, huge, I think between, it was like Batgirl jumps in to try to help Bruce because Deathstroke is so fast that he can anticipate Bruce's movements. And there was this huge fight in Gotham City where Batman is like, completely afraid because he realizes he's met someone who can take him. And then that leads to this big climactic battle through the streets of Gotham City at the end. But it was like a real like psychological thriller where Deathstroke was kind of like he was like a horror movie villain, or like a shark, kind of like Jaws.
Oh man, it's when you hear about it, when you hear about what Ben Affleck had planned, Jay Oliva saying it was the best Batman film he ever read. And to see them just drop it, like, it sounded amazing to see someone completely shatter Bruce Wayne and take his money away, kind of similar to what they did in the Joker War comics. Like, it was amazing to see Batman like completely backed into a corner and what he would have to do to save the day. And because of Batman being afraid and like Deathstroke really destroying Bruce's life, it made me wonder, like, man, were they going to kill Jeremy Irons in the film? Were they going to kill Barbara Gordon? Maybe James Gordon? Like, Deathstroke just sounded insane for a type of villain that I think would have changed the level of what we think of Deathstroke as a villain. But I think as well, going into Zack Snyder's Justice League with restoring, Deathstroke being a part of Batman's team after this movie. What? Like, why? Like, if Deathstroke really tears Bruce down, why is he teaming up with him? It's kind of like interesting that he's teaming up with Joker. It really shows you how Bruce is, he's going all out. He knows he needs this team to end the nightmare, and take on Darkseid and, evil Superman in Justice League 2. So it's super, super disappointing. And all I can say is what we need to do is constantly be on the radar of Warner Media. We need to constantly trend hashtag restore the Snyderverse, hashtag make the Batfleck movie, hashtag release the Ayer cut, bring back Ray Fisher as Cyborg, have Ray Porter back as Darkseid. We need to let them know that there is a huge demand for these films. and that there's money behind it because that's what they care about, right? It's all about money. Together, just like we did with releasing the Snyder Cut, they said it was a pipe dream, guys. They said it would never happen. They said, you know, it couldn't be done. And they're trying to brand us as toxic fandom, you know, and stuff like that.
I couldn't agree with you more, Trey. And I think that one of the biggest things that we need to see, continue to see, is just that high volume as well. Like you were saying, you know, they need to see how many people, the 1.5 million, you know, trending tweets and different things like that. I think, that is going to be so huge because remind me the number again of Restore the Monsterverse
tweets.
Okay, but yes, but what was the Restore the Monsterverse one? That they were like all thrilled about. Yeah,
that was like 30,000, I think. It was something like that. Maybe a little more. It didn't pass 100,000.
30,000. They were that much impressed of 30,000 that they were willing to make a tweet. You know, tweet on what was it? The legendary Twitter, I think it was.
Legendary. So technically a different studio than Warner Brothers, but still in partnership with Warner Brothers, and they were ecstatic about 30,000 tweets. And it's like, that shows you how much Warner Brothers hates that Zack Snyder's Justice League did so freaking well.
Exactly. So like the Batfleck movie said, hashtag make the Batfleck movie. Who wouldn't want to see that, right?
Exactly, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Nat School says, I think Batman / Deathstroke movie is as close of a surefire hit as there can be. I hope so, guys. I really, really, really do, because for me, Batfleck is my favorite Batman all time. You know, we'll talk about Pattinson when you see his whole film, but I'm not sure if anyone will be able to beat Batfleck for me. It was like seeing Batman the animated series come to life. You know, the comics come to life. I mean, he's straight out of Dark Knight Returns practically, and then you had this little twist on him that it's just so good. They need to restore the Snyderverse, and as Restore the Snyderverse says, people have been getting billboards with Restore the Snyderverse on them. Yeah, I saw the truck that I think we raised money for to slap on, you know, Restore the Snyderverse, and I think they're mostly in Texas. That's going down, so keep it up, guys.
Did this happen already? I thought I saw a story somewhere that now people want to set up planes to fly over Warner Brothers with a Restore the Snyderverse sign flying over them. Has somebody done that yet? I'm gonna have to look for that story. I thought I saw something there. Maybe it's just the people want it to happen. It has happened.
Yeah, it has happened. I want to say maybe 3 times, but I think it's had different messages before. I don't think we've done Restore the Snyderverse yet. I know we did release the Snyder Cut. We did a thank you and Sarnoff and HBO Max. And then I think we also did a congratulations, Zach and Deborah, you know, for when they did release the Snyder Cut. I don't think we've done Restore the Snyderverse yet. But I mean, yeah, anything we can do to constantly be on their mind so that AT&T, who makes the decisions, not Warner Brothers, not Warner Media Studios, in the end, they answer to Jason Kilar, they answer to AT&T. If you want it and you show there is money behind it, AT&T will look at Warner Media and Warner Brothers and go like, why is this not part of our plan? I want money. I don't care about the drama behind the scenes. I don't care that you have an issue with Ray Fisher. I don't care that you have an issue with Zack Snyder, which I don't know why you would. You know, if there's money behind it, AT&T will say, I don't give a fuck.
Let's go AT&T.
Let's go AT&T. Let's go Jason Kilar. Those guys are the key to restoring the Snyderverse truly. And I think Dwayne Johnson helps. I think Zack Snyder helps clearly. And I'm surprised by this. I can't believe Zack still wants to restore the Snyderverse, because you would think after all the bullshit he's gone through and continued to go through that he'd be like, screw these guys. Netflix is letting me do whatever the hell I want with Army of the Dead. You know?
I can definitely see what you're saying there, and I agree with you, especially being a guy being like, yeah, those guys are jerks. I don't want to do anything with them. But in some ways, you know, after your latest episode of, you know, just who was remind me the writer who
Chris Terrio.
Yeah. So, and I think at one point in his multiple times in that video that you did about that interview, it just showed us again how much a stand-up guy Zack Snyder is, and that there's something for artist integrity, but there's also now something for what we have done as a Snyder Cut community, restoring the Snyderverse community, how raising the money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. There's a lot of things that I think are playing for Zack Snyder that makes him realize that this is still a worthy cause. Even I may have to deal with some more Warner Brother crap, but I'm going to have to stand up for what this community has done as a whole, and make the Snyderverse happen.
You kind of put that in a different perspective for me that I didn't quite think of, because to me, it was, if I was in that situation, I would easily be like, fuck you guys. Like you're just going to ruin my next product. We'll have to have another release the Snyder Cut, with Justice League 2. But with Store the Snyderverse says, didn't Jason say that he wants to do what the fans want or something like that? He did say that, and I think he said that as soon as he was hired on. So, I mean, it could have been just that PR stunt of saying like, hey, like we're going to do what the fans want. And the truth is they're going to do what the money says, which right now, I still think Jason Killar is on our side. And I think he wants to restore the Snyderverse. The money talks. And I think that's why it's taking so long for us to hear the numbers of Zack Snyder's Justice League, because also don't forget, it was on many different platforms, not just HBO Max. HBO Max is not available in the entire world. So they had to go out to other third-party companies and make it available to them, to do. So they're probably gathering numbers. So yeah, it's going to take some time, but the fact that we haven't really gotten any official numbers, I think it kind of shows that I think they were really hoping that Godzilla versus Kong would blow it out of the water. And I know Godzilla versus Kong was successful, and I'm happy it is. I think Zack Snyder's Justice League was even more successful, which
it shows Warner Brothers colors why they haven't released those numbers yet, because they know that just by I can't remember who said it earlier today, just by releasing the Snyder Cut, it was Pandora's Box, I think it was Nazgul or Restore the Snyderverse, one of them, who said that, and that's what they did. And now that we're 1.5 million tweets, we're trending every day now. They're like la 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 la. They're trying to block it out. And by them not showing the numbers, they know, they see them. Look how quickly they
definitely sees them.
Look how quickly they pumped out, like you said, the Godzilla vs. Kong. This is corrupt in a lot of ways, in my opinion, and they need to do the right thing. They need to show that information. They need to show it, and they need us to celebrate this victory. Well, we need to celebrate this victory that, oh man, we have that many views, we have this much time on it. And I think that's just going to continue to help that snowball effect of restoring the Snyderverse.
Absolutely. And sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
So Nazgul was saying so much good has come out of this movement and it will continue. Yeah, Nazgul, man, you're nailing it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, everything we've done for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, I think we're over $650,000 now. And we're continuing that battle never ends. So, keep donating to the Autumn Snyder Tribute Fund. And then you got, the Make the Batfleck community is, raising money for Feeding America. Like, where's the toxicity in that? Now, there's always a few bad apples who are going out of their way to make the community look bad, but it's like 7 people, maybe, that people are writing articles about. But everything this community has done, and what I've been a part of, and the people I've had an opportunity to get to know and become friends with, strangers from all around the world, man. This is what Zack Snyder has been able to do, and which is why we were so passionate, and we are passionate about doing that Hallelujah Snyder Cut community video. So, like I said, guys, we are trying to use that video as a way to encourage people to continue to donate to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We also want that video to tell those people who are all alone in the world. Who I suffer from depression, guys. I do. And this community really helped me, so the fact that we're doing this thing to let more people know that we're there for them, we support them, there's people that care about them, they have worth in all of our lives. Guys, get involved in that video. We want to show AT&T, we want to show Warner Media, we want to show the world who is trying to brand us as a toxic fandom that these are the diverse community that is all around the world. Adam Snyder brought us together. Zack Snyder brought us together with his powerful art to create change. And now we're making a difference in people's lives. So reach out to us about that, guys, because this is going to be a super cool project. And like I said, we have a celebrity guest that's going to be involved in the video that I'm excited for. I just want to say, guys,
and before we sign off today, I think we should try playing that video one more time. But also just want to do a few more comment shout outs. I love what Restore the Snyderverse said here. He said they could have already Restore the Snyderverse and we wouldn't know. I'm holding on to hope.
That would be if that were the case. I once said this idea to my dad, and Corey, maybe you were there for that, but it would be kind of interesting if, in a weird way, bad publicity is good publicity. If Warner Media was using them as kind of like what the WWE does with Authority being the bad guys all the time, and the people's champion going up against them. Part of me wonders if there's kind of that relationship going on in Warner Media where, like, let's be the bad guy. So we generate this interest to restore the Snyder Cut, because it was Ann Sarnoff who convinced people to, get pissed off and rally together with zero, organization. It was literally just fuck this, restore the fucking Snyderverse, and people jumped up and 1.5 million tweets. And that was without Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa. I think even Zack Snyder didn't even tweet hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Ray Fisher and Ray Porter did, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things,
Ray Porter did all right.
Yeah, then yes, he did. Ray Porter, he is all about restoring the Snyderverse. Oh man. Oh man, I love Ray. He's so awesome. He's just such a cool
just
dude.
keep listening to that over and over again.
Right?
And I thought Nazgul, he I loved the hashtag he put up. He said release the numbers.
I have seen that.
I think that's incredibly important. But I also liked what Restore the Snyderverse also said here. He said AT&T shareholders are meeting on the 22nd of this month, so April 22nd. Shareholder meeting. I think that's going to be an important thing to watch. Obviously, the shareholders are going to want those numbers, and they're going to want to know what kind of revenue they're bringing in, and just the increase of HBO Max subscriptions alone. That was huge leading up to restoring the Snyderverse, and you would know better than me. I'm assuming they're planning on having Justice League go to Zack Snyder Justice League go to DVD format at some point, right?
Sometime in May, I've heard.
That's what I thought. And I would say if HBO Max doesn't start making some moves and start giving us a little bit of hope that restoring the Snyderverse is coming, they may see a large dip in May, and that's going to be telling to the shareholders as well. And they're not going to like that one bit.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like if HBO Max subscriptions start to plummet, and people and there's an increased sale in the DVD sales, you might be onto something there, Corey. That is very, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't start showing some support of some kind. You might have hit the nail on the head there.
They're going to have to. they're going to have to, or the shareholders are going to be pissed.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
if the stock starts dropping, for AT&T as a whole, and I don't want to say we're that big, but they're going to be upset too, as somebody who's involved in stocks and different things like that, financial investments. They want to make sure that money's coming through, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll start to see that pressure from AT&T to
Yeah.
Warner Brother to do the right thing.
I think so. And it's really, we can't let up. We have to continue on. We got to just keep doing what we're doing, and spreading the good word. Hashtag restore the Snyders, hashtag make the Batfleck movie, hashtag release the air cut, because people are noticing, guys. People are recognizing this community, and we're now getting people that weren't on our side or weren't a part of our community to be a part of our community. People who want to see. I mean, I'm seeing critics who used to destroy everything Zack Snyder has ever done, and some still do, but there's a few who have been like, hold on now, Zack Snyder's Justice League was actually really, really good. So
I think it's also important too that we remember what what we said and what we think about Zack Snyder, that he's just a great person, doing things for the right reason. Let's continue to make sure us, as restoring the Snyderverse family, we're being careful about not doing anything that makes us come off as that toxic fan group, because we don't need that negativity on us, because we're trying to get this movie for us, and for everybody. And I think it's important to make sure we're doing the right thing, keep hitting that restore the Snyderverse hashtag and keep trending in that sense, and keep being, the light that, continues to shine on.
Yeah. Nice play on words there with the light shines on. But yeah, man, it's all up to us now, as it was before. I think we are the ones who will decide. Like Zach said, the audience will decide what is canon, just like Ray Fisher said as well. We will decide what is canon. So therefore, keep fighting the good fight. Keep raising money for American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Keep raising money for Feeding America. Keep doing those feel good stories that news outlets are going to look at that and be like, wow, look at what this community is doing. You got the Star Wars community, getting people fired. You got the Marvel community sending death threats to the new Captain America. And you have us who are raising money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and Feeding America. Keep doing those things, guys, because together, hashtag us united, we can make the difference. We can restore the Snyderverse, just like we did with the Snyder Cut. Hey, they said it was impossible. They said it would never happen. Everyone doubted us. And here we are. Keep fighting the good fight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash the like.
Do you want to try to show that video there real quick to see if we can help get more people who are on the stream watching a chance to see what we're trying to do with that project?
Yeah, I didn't realize we still had it up. So yeah, we'll pay for that real quick for you guys for the Autumn's Light Shines On, so you guys can see what we're doing there, because we want as many people involved. Like, I want hundreds. And in fact, if we can get thousands of people, even better. And like I said, it's a quick 10-second video. Literally, I did one, maybe 6 seconds. So go ahead and play it, Corey. Is the volume turned up on this one?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Okay. For those of you who aren't interested in sending in a video of you singing or playing an instrument, but you still want to find a way to be involved in this really cool project, I have to give credit to my Bat Mom for actually coming up with this idea, and I really love it. It's so cool, and it does exactly what we're trying to do with this video of spreading this message. But basically, we're gonna, this video, while we're celebrating the Snyder Cut community And it's a thank you to Zach and everyone who made this possible. Like I said, it's partly a tribute to Autumn Snyder, and we're doing it to in honor of her. So I think it would be really cool if, for those who just be a part of this video, if you can light a candle, and it'll kind of symbolize that Autumn was this light that has brought us all together, and that her light still lives on with all of us because of what we were able to accomplish and achieve together with raising over $500,000 for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. I'm hoping that this video encourages people to take it to the next milestone of $1 million for the Snyder Cut community in honor of Autumn. So here's what I need from you. So all you'll need is a lit candle, and what we're going to try to make the video look like is that we're passing the candle all around to each other. So you're going to grab the candle from right off screen to the center. And if you want to say for Autumn, you can, or you can even say thank you, Zach. You know, I'll leave that up to you guys. But then you'll take the candle and you'll pass it off to the left. And we'll keep doing that until it goes through everyone. And the idea is that Autumn's light lives on and has touched all of our lives from around the world to unite us for the cause to fight depression and to raise money for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I think that's just going to be such a powerful moment for the video, and just going to look really, really cool. My video editor, Corey, and I have really thought of some cool ideas that we can do with that candle. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to email us at heybatchannel@gmail.com. You can also hit me up on my Twitter at Trey Austin Music, and we'll also have all that information down in the link below. The point is, we want as many people a part of this to show the diversity of our community and how large we are, how powerful we are together. So make sure you share this video, get all your friends, get your family involved. If you want to have your entire family to be in one video shot of just handing the candle off to each other, go ahead and do that. For the people who are sending in, you know, the video entries, you can do it through WeTransfer and just send us the link through the email. We'll put all that information in the description below. Guys, this is going to be so cool. I seriously can't wait. So I know I said earlier from our previous video when we were originally talking about doing the Hallelujah with the Pentatonics version that the deadline was going to be actually today. We've now decided because... Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah.
Man,
what an amazing project, man. That just gave me chills all over again. Like,
yeah,
this is going to be so much fun, and I'm really hoping that the community really jumps in on this one. And
yeah,
whether you can sing or play an instrument, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing if you can and you want to participate that way. But if you can't, then there's still a opportunity for those who want to do Autumn's Light. And I can't imagine how impactful this video is going to be. And if you haven't submitted your video for this yet, do it. What are you waiting for? It's not a hard video. It's super easy to do. It means the world, obviously, to us that you want to participate in something like this. But it also shows, you know, who the Snyder Cut family is, who the Restore the Snyderverse family is, what our community is about. We're not that toxic fan group. We're just trying to do what's right.
I can't say it better than that, dude. And it's been funny. I mean, I've been a part of the, you know, Snyder Cut community. I think Corey's just seen me be this crazy, you know, guy tweeting every day saying hashtag release the Snyder Cut for Autumn, you know, why we fight, AFSP, donate. And, you know, like now here I got the family, you know, involved in realizing what this community has been a part of. And it all starts with you guys.
I have friends who comment now on my HBO Max feeds and stuff like that when I'm just bombarding everywhere I can with hashtag restore the Snyderverse. They're
Yeah.
like liking it and direct messaging me just like, hey man, what's this all about? And it's fun. It's fun, and it's a great project. So
yeah, it's what it's all about, bringing people together to create powerful change, to let those know that we stand with him, that we stand with Zach, and that we support him, and we're there for him. We're there for his family, because Autumn has made a difference. Even though we had no idea who she was, she's made a difference in a lot of people's lives. And I think this project, all of our lives, yeah. I mean, she will always be, her light shines on, right? And it's going to be this really powerful thing that we do for Zach, for his family, for the cast, the crew, and more importantly, it shows people like AT&T, Warner Media, Warner Media, who has tried to brand us sometimes as toxic, that this is actually a community of wonderful people who are just trying to do the right thing. So get involved in that, guys. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We would love to have you share with friends. Get your friends and family involved. Get everyone involved. We want as many people in this as possible. Just reach out to us and we'd be happy to go over anything. But guys, this has been awesome. Our first live stream show. So crazy. Like, man, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and share. Remember, if you share this video and tag us, you'll be put in for the Release the Snyder Cut book entry, that will have signed for you by Sean O'Connell. And make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm Corey.
And don't forget to tune in weekly. Same bad time. Same bad channel.
Same bad channel.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.